friend, welcome, thanks for coming. We are making a super simple pork taco crock pot recipe today and a 6-ingredient pineapple salsa that is so delicious. So let's go. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jen. I'm married to Alex and we have 4 kids. They are 3, 5, 11, and 14. And I like to chat about contentment and what that means in a world that's full of comparison and competition. And you might think, Jen, what does contentment have to do with pork tacos? We'll get to that. And it's Taco Tuesday, except it's totally Sunday. I think it's a sad world if we can only make tacos on Tuesday. Anyway, it's Sunday, we're heading to church. I'm throwing my super simple, delicious crock pot pork taco, whatever, in the crock pot. I'm going to make my super simple 6-ingredient pineapple salsa, and then when we get home from church, dinner will be ready. All right, so I just have a pork loin here. I just got it at Meijer. I like to get them when they're buy one, get one free and keep one in the freezer. That makes it super economical for my family. All right, to my pork, I am going to add onion powder. I like to make this super simple, so I just do a tablespoon of each. So I did onion powder, garlic powder, and oregano, and I'm going to make that kind of a heaping tablespoon. I'm going to add salt. I don't measure that out. I just grind it. Good, Mom. Yes, it tastes good. I am going to just grind it till it looks good. Is that breakable? It is breakable. Yep.
Is that breakable?
Yes. And then I'm gonna do ground turmeric. Now ground turmeric, don't do a tablespoon, like a teaspoon. All right, so my family is mostly paleo and somewhat AIP. I'm not gonna get into all of what that means, but if you need either of those dietary specifications, this is definitely a recipe for you. If you don't need those, don't click off. Like, we started making this way before we were paleo, and when I say we're paleo, we're mostly paleo. It's just delicious and it's simple and it's great for anyone. So, all right, are you ready for the secret ingredient? A can of crushed pineapple. This is crushed pineapple. I've used chunks, I've used rings and chopped up them. But for the pork, you just need the juice, so you need to make sure it's in 100% juice. And then I kind of already gave away the secret, but you're gonna hold on to that jar of pineapple, or that can of pineapple, and we're gonna use that for the pineapple salsa. So I just dumped the juice right out on there, and this, for some reason, not very juicy. So I think I got all the juice that I can out of there. All I'm going to do is put it in my crock pot, and I'm going to cook that for about 4 hours on high. You could also do 6 to 8 hours on low, but I want this for lunch, so I am going to put it on low or on high today. And I'll get that. I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then we'll get started on our pineapple salsa. All right, so this is my super simple 6-ingredient, no measuring, dump in a bowl, you have to chop a little, pineapple salsa. So we're just going to take the pineapple that you just used for the pork, and you're gonna put that in a bowl. I think I like the tidbits best for this. The crushed is kind of a little too smushy. I only used about half of that, maybe 2/3. All right, so my other ingredients are a green bell pepper, a tomato fresh from my neighbor's garden, and a red onion, a lime, we're gonna use the lime juice, and cilantro. I love cilantro. If you're AIP, you don't want to use the green bell pepper or the tomato, and that's okay. You can just sub out an avocado or two, and then it's kind of like a pineapple guacamole. Delicious that way. But like I said, we're only mostly paleo and mostly AIP, so we just do it this way. I am not a professional chef, so please don't look at my knife skills. And also, I want to look at you, but I also want to keep my fingers, so forgive me if I am looking down while I'm chatting. I thought it would be kind of fun to chat about how mediocre meals kind of came about. I don't love to cook. It has never been something that I have enjoyed, and it showed. I would just kind of make meals that were like, okay. They were oftentimes bland, they were oftentimes just lazy. I would get in periods of time where I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna be a good cook, and then I would experiment, and then things just turned weird. And maybe one time I'll tell you about my Japanese pancakes that I made. That was a bad experience for everyone involved. But I just always kind of made just like okay stuff, right? So Taco Tuesday always just was like taco in a box, you know, brown some meat, and that was it. That's the end of the story, right? But I didn't really, my husband and I always joked like, my food was okay, and I should make a cookbook called Mediocre Meals. So that's kind of how that came about. But I really just didn't want to be just mediocre. I wanted my food to be a little better than that, you know? I didn't want... So often people came to the table like, okay, what are we gonna get today? And I didn't want that. I also didn't want to dread cooking. It's still not one of my favorite things, but now that I've learned this little trick, it's a little bit better. It's just not quite as obnoxious for me. So my little trick is that I take just kind of basic stuff, but I try and make it a little better. Just a little better than it was before. So Taco Tuesday, taco in a box became, well, maybe let's rotate through more like Mexican inspired Tuesday. So it would be like quesadillas or fajitas, and this came out of this. So when we go out to our favorite local Mexican restaurant, we get al pastor tacos. I probably don't say that right, but al pastor tacos, and they're just delicious. So this is kind of my take on al pastor tacos. So, and I still want things, I have 4 kids and a busy life, and I still need things to be simple. So my mediocre meals, instead of just being, it's okay, it's edible, has now become, what can I do to make this just a little more special, a little more flavorful, but still simple and still easy for my full schedule. I don't necessarily want to do tacos in a box all the time, but I also don't have to have a Pinterest-worthy, 4-course gourmet taco meal either. Like, whatever it is that I'm doing, as long as I'm doing my best, that's okay. And these pork tacos, this salsa, definitely my best. Definitely my best. So, what does it mean to be content with tacos? I think it means that whatever day it is, if you're making a 4-course meal, if you are making crock pot tacos, if you are making taco in a box, you're okay. You're okay. Right where you are. You're doing what you need to be doing for your season, for the day you're in. All right, the lime I'm just gonna juice right over the bowl. Lemons I feel like are real seedy, but the lime's not so much. So I never worry about seeds getting in it. And now I'm blinking like crazy because that onion killed my eyes. All right, so I never do this right. Probably, I'm sure I don't do this right, but I just yank off a handful of cilantro. Do you like cilantro? I hear some people don't like cilantro. I love cilantro. So we go cilantro. But I think you could probably leave it out if that's not your thing. So I'm just gonna get this a little stir. I'm gonna put it in my refrigerator, and so while my pork is in the crock pot, this is just gonna sit in the refrigerator and kind of meld together, and the flavors get all lovely and wonderful. I love this salsa, especially right on top of that pork. It's gonna be delicious. All right, we're headed off to church, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, so we just got home from church, and this smells fantastic. It is coming apart with my fork so easily. So all I'm gonna do is take 2 forks and shred this up, and then we're gonna eat lunch. Now, I have mine on a bed of greens and romaine, like a salad, like a taco salad. You could serve it with tortilla chips. You could serve it with tortillas, corn, flour, those little like street taco tortillas. Those are great. Really, however you eat tacos, we have romaine lettuce leaves, like a lettuce wrap for most of my family. And like I said, I'm eating it as just a taco salad. So you also could add some toppings. I have avocado on mine. You could add more lime, more cilantro. Green onion is fantastic. I love green onion on pretty much anything right now, but it's really good on this. You could even add like sour cream and cheese if you wanted. We don't eat much dairy in our house, so we just leave that off. But oh my goodness, I love how beautiful it is. It's just vibrant and colorful with that salsa. And oh my goodness, it's delicious. It's also so simple. Just throw it in my crock pot in the morning, and then at lunch or dinner, whenever, it's ready. So I love that. I have tried this with chicken in the crock pot, and that works perfectly too. I kind of think it would work with like a beef roast too, but I've never actually tried that. But it's simple, it's versatile, and it's Taco Tuesday, even on a Sunday. So let me know in the comments, are you like a Taco Tuesday kind of person, or are you like a tacos any day of the week? I would love to know. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up or like, and consider subscribing. I have videos on motherhood, marriage, and homemaking, just like this. Please remember, whether it's tacos in a box, crock pot tacos, or a gourmet taco meal, you are okay, just the way you are. I'll see you soon.